Good morning. In this class, we are going to discuss about quadratic residues. Quadratic residues. Quadratic residues. First of all, what is the concept of this? Okay. So the congruence of the form, the quadratic congruence of the form x squared is congruent to n mod p. The quadratic congruences of the form x squared is congruent to n mod p. Okay. Here p is where p is an odd prime. And n is not congruent to 0 mod p. That is, p does not divide n. That is, p does not divide n. Okay. So now we are going to discuss about how many solutions for this congruence. How many n's are solutions? How many n's are not the solutions? We are going to discuss. Okay. See that this is the polynomial of degree n. This p does not divide 1. This p does not divide 1 by Lagrange's theorem. This is equation number, we call it as equation number 1. So this polynomial congruence has at most two solutions. Because of this is quadratic polynomial. The leading coefficient with p are relatively prime because p is there. Whatever number you take, relatively prime. So therefore, this polynomial congruence has at most two solutions. So therefore, the equation 1 has at most two solutions. At most two solutions. Okay. At most two solutions in the sense, two number of solutions or one number of solutions or zero number of solutions. Okay. So the possibilities are zero number of solutions or one number of solutions or two number of solutions. Okay. Here, suppose x is a solution. Suppose x satisfies this equation, minus x is also satisfies this equation. So therefore x and minus x, there are two solutions. Always solutions occur in pair. So therefore, the one number of solution is always not possible. So therefore, this congruence has either zero number of solutions or two number of solutions. Okay. Now this is most important. Next one is, okay, this is the concept. Next, definition. I am going to give one important definition. If the equation 1 has the equation 1 has solutions, we say that n is quadratic residue mod p. This is most important. Suppose this equation has solution, we say that n is quadratic residue mod p, we write n is quadratic residue mod p. So we can write n or p. Suppose this equation has no solutions. Okay, no solution. Okay, we say that n is quadratic non-residue mod p. So we write n r bar p. N is quadratic non-residue modulo p. Okay. So this is the definition of the quadratic non-residue. Okay. Now I am going to give one example. So here, find the quadratic residues mod 11. So the congruence is x squared is congruent to n mod 11. The most important, okay, now watch very carefully. X squared is congruent to n mod 11. So therefore, and here p does not divide n. So whatever n is a square number, definitely it satisfies. Suppose n is equal to 1 square. Let us take x is equal to 1. 1 square is congruent to 1 mod 11. Okay. So we consider all these square numbers. 1 square is equal to 1. Okay. Because n is equal to 1, x is equal to 1. 1 square is congruent to 1. Mod 1 square. Similarly, 2 squared is equal to 4. If n is equal to 4, we can take x is equal to 2. Okay. So this 2 square is equal to 4. 3 squared is equal to 9. 3 squared is equal to 9. 4 squared is equal to 16. 16 mod 11 is nothing but 4 squared is equal to 16. Means what? 16, when 16 is divided by 11, what will be the remainder? 5. Then 5 squared, 25. 22, that is 3. 6 square is 36. Again 3. 7 square, 49. Again 5. 8 square, 64. 55, 64. So therefore that is again 9. 9 square, 81, 77. Okay, 9 square means what? 8 square, 9 square. 81, 77, 5. Over here is 49. 49 minus 44, again 5. Okay. So therefore 8 square is 64. 64 minus 55. Again 9. Okay. So this is also 9. This is also 81 minus 77. So 81 minus 77 is 4. Sorry, 4. Okay. Then 10 squared 100 100 minus 99. So therefore this is equal to what? 100 10 squared is congruent to 1. Okay. See that instead of finding all 10 square, if you take 11 square, 11 means what? 11 divides 11. So we can calculate up to, up to p is 11, this is 10 square, that is p minus 1 square. We have to calculate up to p minus 1 square. But here up to 5 square, you will be getting 14953. These are the solutions. Here the same things again repeated. So therefore 6 squared is again 3, 7 squared is again 5, 8 squared is again 9, 9 squared is 4, everything repeat. Okay, repeated. So therefore it is enough to calculate square numbers, enough to calculate square up to p minus 1 divided by 2. Okay. So here 1, 3, 4, 5, 9 are the solutions. That's all. Here also 1, 4, 1, 3, 4, 5, 9. So therefore what we conclude, so 1, 3, 4, 5, 9 are the solutions of this congruence, quadratic congruence. So therefore these are all called, these n are called quadratic residues. These n are called quadratic residues. So therefore what are the remaining thing up to 10? 1 is there, 2 is not quadratic. Suppose if you take 2 here, no such x satisfies this equation. Suppose n is equal to 2, which x satisfies this congruence? No x, no such x exists. Okay, so therefore 2 is not a residue. Therefore 2 is non-residue. Okay, understood. So therefore this most important. So therefore what I am going to say, that 1 therefore the quadratic residues are 1, 3, 4, 5, 9. 1, 3, 4, 5, 9. The quadratic non-residues are 2, 6, 7, 8, 10. So there are every quadratic congruence, p minus 1 by 2. So therefore p minus 1 by 2 quadratic residues. So therefore p minus 1 by 2 quadratic residues, and p minus 1 by 2 quadratic non-residues. So therefore here understood clearly. So this is most important. For P minus 1 by 2 quadratic residues, P minus 1 by 2 quadratic non-residues for this quadratic congruence. So this is most important. So find the quadratic residues mod 11. So the quadratic residues mod 11 are the quadratic residues mod 11 are the quadratic residues mod 11 are 1, 3, 4, 5, 9. So if you substitute for this n, all will satisfy. If n is equal to 1, it will satisfy. N is equal to 3, n is equal to 3 also will satisfy. N is equal to 3, what will be the x? What will be the x? 2. Okay. So therefore 2 square is congruent to not 2 square. So therefore n is equal to 3. What will be the congruence? You tell me. 1 square is 1. 2 square 4. 3 square 4 square is 4. That is n is equal to 3 square. X is also n is equal to 3. X is also 3. Okay. N is equal to 3. X is also 3. N is equal to 5. X is also 5. Okay. So therefore automatically it satisfies. Okay. Okay. So therefore this quadratic residues is quadratic non-residues. You understand properly? Okay. So therefore for this particular n we can get x. So therefore we can calculate like that. Or otherwise, suppose if you put here a 2, no such x exists. If you put 3 here, you can find x. You can put 4 here, you can find x. Okay. So you 9 here, you can find x. Okay. So therefore, suppose if n is equal to 5, so this is x is equal to 5. 25 x is equal to 5 means 25 minus actually not like that you can see that if n is equal to 1, x is also 1. Okay, if n is equal to 2, no such x exists to satisfy this equation. Okay, suppose n is equal to 3, what will happen? N is equal to 3, what x we can find? Okay, suppose n is equal to 3, what x we can find? X is equal to what? Okay, suppose x square minus 3, 11 divides x square minus 3, 11 divides x square minus 3. Okay, so therefore x square is, suppose x is equal to 6, x is equal to 6, what will happen? 36. 36 minus 3, 33. Therefore 11 divides 33. So likewise, so for each 3, 4, 5, 9 we can get 1x, but here we cannot get x. Okay, so therefore this is quadratic residues mod p, this is quadratic non-residues mod p. This is most important. So the next is Legendre symbols. Legendre symbols. Definition. Legendre symbol definition. Let P be an odd prime and n is not congruent to 0 mod p. The Legendre symbol is defined by n over p or n divides p or n by p. So this is just a notation only. Okay, so this is equal to 1 if n is quadratic residue mod p. This is equal to minus 1 if n is quadratic non-residue mod p. So therefore always n divides p is either plus or minus 1. If n is not congruent to 0 mod p, that is p does not divide n, then the Legendre symbol n over p is equal to 0. N over p is equal to 0. Okay, so this is the definition of the Legendre symbol. Okay, so example. What is the example? What is 1 over p? 1 over p. So 1 is always the solution of the equation x square is congruent to n mod p. P is an odd prime. Whatever p may be, definitely n is equal to 1, x is equal to 1. So therefore this becomes 0. So therefore p divides 1. So always this 1 is a quadratic residue mod p, therefore 1. Similarly, m squared over p. All square numbers are quadratic residues. Now only we see that. We have seen. Now only we will say all the square number quadratic residues. So this is also 1. Now 7 over 11. So p is 11. What about 7? Just only we have seen in the example that 1, 3, 4, 5, 9 are quadratic residues. 7 are quadratic non-residues. If it is a quadratic non-residues, so therefore n over p is equal to minus 1. N over p is equal to minus 1. And one more thing, 22 over 11. Now p divides 22. N is congruent. Actually, suppose this is true for n is not equal. N is congruent to 0 means n congruent to 0 mod means p divides, that is p divides n means n over p is equal to 0. Otherwise n over p is plus 1 or minus 1. Okay. So therefore, so this is the case. So therefore n over p is equal to here p divides n, here p divides n. So therefore this becomes 0. This becomes 0. So this is the example of a Legendre symbols. Okay. Next is one important concept. Consider the Little Fermat theorem. Consider the Little Fermat theorem for any prime p, any integer n, a power p is congruent to a mod p. This implies I can write a power p minus 1 is congruent to 1 mod p. This is true for any integer. Suppose all the solutions are integers, I can write x power p minus 1 is also congruent to 1 mod p for any integer. Okay. So therefore this is Little Fermat theorem. Okay. Now I can write x power p minus 1 can be written as x power p minus 1 by 2 the whole square. Okay, 2 after when you multiply 2 will be cancelled, minus 1 square, a square minus b square. So therefore x power p minus 1 by 2 plus 1 into x power p minus 1 by 2 minus 1. P minus 1 by 2 minus 1. Okay. So therefore here this implies x power p minus 1 minus 1 is congruent to 0 mod p. Is congruent to 0 mod p. So therefore x power p minus 1 by 2 or x power p minus 1 minus 1 is equal to this. So therefore I can write x power p minus 1 by 2 plus 1 into x power p minus 1 by 2 minus 1 is congruent to, instead of this I can write this, that's all, is congruent to 0 mod p. Is congruent to 0 mod p. Okay, here what does it mean? This implies p divides x power p minus 1 by 2 plus 1 into x power p minus 1 by 2 minus 1. X power p minus 1 by 2 minus 1. N divides AB implies N divides A or N divides B. N divides A or N divides B. So therefore this implies P divides x power p minus 1 by 2 minus 1 plus 1 or p divides x power p minus 1 by 2 minus 1. Okay. So therefore this implies x power p minus 1 by 2 minus 1 plus 1 is congruent to 0 mod p, or x power p minus 1 by 2 minus 1 is congruent to 0 mod p. So this implies p minus x power p minus 1 by 2 is congruent to minus 1 mod p, or x power p minus 1 by 2 is congruent to plus 1 mod p. Okay, so therefore x power p minus 1 by 2 is congruent to plus or minus 1 mod p, plus or minus 1 mod p. Okay, plus or x power p minus 1 by 2 always congruent to plus 1 or minus 1. Already we know that the Legendre symbol is also n over p is also plus or minus 1, because if n is quadratic residue mod p plus 1, n is quadratic non-residue mod p, this is equal to minus 1. So we can relate. So therefore instead of this plus or minus 1, I can take n over p. This is the famous result of Euler's criterion. This is the famous result of Euler's criterion. This is the famous result of Euler's criterion. So let P be an odd prime. P be an odd prime, and for any n we have n over p is congruent to x power is congruent to, instead of x I can write, so this is equal to n power p minus 1 by 2. So therefore into mod p P. So this is the important criterion. So this is called Euler's criterion. This is called Euler's criterion. So now we are going to prove this Euler's criterion. Okay. Euler's criterion. So we are going to prove this. This is the statement. State and prove Euler's criterion means. So this is a statement. So we have to prove proof of Euler criterion. Proof. So here there are three cases. N over P is equal to either 0, N over P is equal to plus 1, N over P is equal to minus 1. All the three cases we are going to prove. Case 1. N over P is equal to 0. When N over K, if N is congruent to 0 mod P, N is congruent to 0 mod P, and N over P is equal to 0. So therefore, both the cases, N over P is congruent to 0 mod P, and also N power P minus 1 by 2 is also congruent to 0 mod P. Also congruent to 0 mod P. So because N power P minus 1 by 2. Because, understood? So therefore the proof is trivial. Okay. Both the numbers are congruent to 0 mod P. Okay. So this is also congruent to 0 mod P. That is also congruent to 0 mod P. Okay. Case 2. N over P is equal to 1. That means what? The equation 1 has solution. X square is congruent to N mod P has a solution. Has solution. Has solutions. Therefore, what? There exists X such that there exists X such that X satisfies this congruence. This congruence. Okay. So therefore N is congruent to X square mod P. X square mod P. Okay. Now taking P power P minus 1 by 2, N power P minus 1 by 2 is congruent to X power 2 times of P minus 1 by 2 power. That means taking power on both sides. So therefore this is X square whole power P minus 1 by 2 mod P. This implies N power P minus 1 by 2, N power P minus 1 by 2 is congruent to, so when you multiply the power, so therefore 2 will be cancelled, so x power P minus 1. X power P minus 1 is always congruent by little Fermat theorem. X power P minus 1 is always congruent to mod P. Okay, is always congruent to mod P. Is always congruent to mod P. So therefore this implies N power p minus 1 by 2 is congruent to 1 mod p. So we are in the case, what about n over p equal to 1? Therefore n minus 1 by 2 is congruent to mod p. Therefore this implies n over p is congruent to n power p minus 1 by 2 mod p. N power p minus 1 by 2 mod p. Okay, so therefore n is equal to 1, the theorem is proved. N over p. Therefore, if n over p is equal to 1, the theorem is proved. The theorem is proved. The next case, case 3. Case 3 is if n over p is equal to minus 1. N over p is equal to minus 1. Okay. So consider the polynomial f of x is equal to x power p minus 1 by 2 minus 1. Okay. Consider the polynomial f of x is equal to x power p minus 1 by 2 minus 1. So this polynomial, since this polynomial f of x has degree p minus 1 by 2. This polynomial, degree of this polynomial is p minus 1 by 2. Okay. So therefore, by Lagrange's theorem, this polynomial f of x has at most how many roots? P minus 1 by 2 roots. At most n roots. Here the polynomial there is p minus 1 by 2. Therefore, at most p minus 1 by 2 roots. So therefore, this polynomial has degree this. Therefore, maximum roots is p minus 1 by 2 roots. So therefore, every polynomial has p minus 1 by 2 quadratic residues. So but p minus 1 by 2 quadratic residues are the solutions. P minus 1 by 2 quadratic residues are solutions. Totally this polynomial has at most p minus 1 solutions. Therefore, non-residues are not the solutions. So non-residues are not the solutions because non-residues are not the solutions or not. Okay. So therefore I can write f of x is nothing but what? X power, that is n power p minus 1 by 2 minus 1 is not congruent to 0 mod p if n over p is not equal to is equal to minus 1. Understood? So therefore clear? So therefore n power p minus 1 by 2 is not congruent to plus 1 mod p. This goes that side mod p. So we know that n power p minus, n power p minus 1 by 2 always is congruent to plus or minus 1 mod p. Now only we proved. Okay. So therefore, but is congruent to either plus or minus. But n power p minus 1 by 2 is not congruent to 1. This implies n power p minus 1 by 2 is congruent to not congruent to plus 1. So that definitely this is congruent to minus 1 mod p. minus 1 mod p. So therefore n p minus 1 by 2 is congruent to minus 1 what we have taken n over p. This case 3 what we have taken for minus 1 n over p mod p. So therefore n over p is congruent to n power p minus 1 by 2 mod p. So three cases, n over p is equal to 0, n over p is equal to plus 1, n over p is equal to minus 1. The theorem is proved. So thank you.